Hey, Shalom. Want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, B'chak Wadash. Want to say double honors to our apostles, who are our elders, who rule well. Blessings and salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth and sincerity. This is Rob Amoff with the Nebraska camp. This is GMS Any Push to the Mark. And I wanted to just go over, this false god, called Lilith. Okay. Came across it on, I forget, it was like YouTube or something like that, but I got it screen recorded, and we just go over it in post-productions, man. So, yeah, let's get it started real quick.
Once upon a time, there was a glowing city protected by golden gates, known as heaven. It was ruled by beings of pure light, angels that worshipped good and shielded all from evil. Lucifer was one of these angels.
Yeah, so right out the gate, they use the term Lucifer, okay, which means light bearer, okay, or to shine. It goes back to, I believe it's Hayalal, okay, and it just means to shine. And you go into the scripture of Isaiah 14:12, and when it says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down, him who did weaken the nations," okay? And Christianity via Edom uses this as, Satan being cast out of heaven, which that is not true, okay? This is a dogma that's been put on our people to believe that, there's a fight against the Most High, all right, which there isn't, because the scriptures tell you that man returned to the dust, and the spirit goes back to him who made it, all right? And with that being said, that's as clear as day. Who created all spirits? The Most High, all right? So pretty much, to put it plainly, every spirit, okay, goes back to to heaven, all right? Whether people understand it or not, because people just been programmed with this hell doctrine to believe that, if you're bad, then you go to hell. No, people, when you do evil, you will live your judgment out on planet Earth, okay? So if you were evil in your past life through reincarnation, your past life, you was evil, doing wicked things, you would die, you would get your judgment in heaven, or you will receive the judgment, then you will come back to earth and live out your judgment, okay? That's pretty much how it works. And there's a scripture that further proves that in the New Testament. Let's get that real quick. So we're going to go into two precepts. The one I mentioned in Ecclesiastes 12:7 says, "Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was." Even in this short trailer, it'll tell you that man was made out of the dust of the ground, okay? Which shows you that, in order to tell a lie, you got to know the truth, okay? It says, "Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return to the Most High who gave it," okay? So that's telling you that all spirits go to the Most High, all right? So there is no split to where, Satan can get you to do evil and he gets your spirit and then you burn in hell forever. And the only thing that could feel pain is the flesh. All of it is lies, to put it plainly, that's been instilled, and it shows you how powerful, lies can manipulate you, even if it don't make sense, If you hear it over and over again, you'll eventually believe it, all right? So we're going to go into John chapter 9, verse 2. It says, "And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was blind, that he was born blind?" Again, and his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? How can you sin before you were born, because it's reincarnation. You sinned in your past life. Okay, so you will live out your judgment in that way. So that's just proving that point that, if you were a murderer and then you died, you will come back and, get hit by a bus or something, or be a crippled or something like that, man. So let's continue on, and we'll let them continue to talk.
From evil. Lucifer was one of these angels. He was a dreamer with fantastical ideas for all of creation, but he was seen as a troublemaker by the elders of heaven, for they felt his way of thinking was dangerous to the order of their world. So he watched as the angels began to expand the universe in their ways.
Yeah, so this is just showing an example of what I was saying, right? That angels don't deviate from the Lord's will, okay? For one, you can go into Job when when Satan was pretty much casting a lot upon Job, okay? Because there is counsel within heaven. You can go into forget which book exactly. I think it's Kings, when it was trying to persuade Ahab. Not trying, it was going to persuade Ahab. And the host of heaven on the left and the right asked, the Lord, the Most High asked, like, who's going to persuade Ahab? And one spirit said after this manner, another spirit said after that manner, and then there was a left-hand spirit that suggested, and it got the Most High's approval. And he said, you go and do this, you shall be successful, right? So this shows, but there's, when the Lord gives an order, they're not going to go and leave and say, you know what, I don't like that. How they try to portray in movies, like the movie Noah, and a couple other movies. They're pretty much trying to, Satan trying to transform himself into an angel of light. That's it. Trying to make themselves to see like they're good and the Most High is evil, and which is why a lot of these Edomites and people who don't believe in the Most High, they project the same way of thinking. Okay, they sit there and say, well, what kind of God would kill somebody? What kind of God would do this? What kind of God would do that? But meanwhile, there's people on planet Earth doing way worse, and you believe more in humankind than anything. They're hella inconsistent. They're vain. They're corruptible. Okay, they don't live forever. They can't change anything. They don't have control of everything. But you'll trust in what you see more than trusting in the Most High. And then your cop out logic is trying to find the worst case scenario. Oh, he got, Abraham to sacrifice Isaac, or try to sacrifice Isaac. Well, what kind of God would do something? It's like, man, your mama done put a Halloween suit on you. You know what I'm saying? She done gave you pork. She done sent you. There's parents out here that's getting children's gender to change at a young age, but nobody's losing faith in humanity. Nobody's questioning humans and saying, I'm about to just live amongst wild beasts than live amongst these people. You know what I'm saying? That's why I consider it a cop-out. It's clearly a cop-out. But let's get back to the point. Sirach 39 and 28 says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, okay, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of their destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Who's the person that made them? It's the Most High. Okay, he created all spirits, including the evil ones. Okay, so continuing on, it says, and I want to say this, like, it's on my spirit to say it. The Lord creates evil spirits, yeah. When you go into the book of James, it'll tell you that he don't do any evil. The Most High don't do any evil. So in order for evil to happen, it's created. Okay? So it could be a yin and a yang. There is no good without evil. There's no evil without good. All right. But once we go past through all this and we know about evil, we only going to live in the good. Okay. Because we know what evil would get us. I guarantee you, everybody on this planet Earth, if they get a chance to get into the kingdom of heaven, knowing exactly what is inside of it, they will all go in there. They will all go in there. You know what I'm saying? Because of why? Because of the evil that they experienced in this world, the evil that they've seen and heard, child kidnappings, murder, capitalism, feeding people fake foods and things like that, lies, politics, power, misusage of power, cheating, adultery, hate, all that. You know what I'm saying? They're about the kingdom of heaven here, about peace. It's like they don't want to sign up. But let's get back to it. Sirach 39 and 29 says, fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance, because guess what? It's another thing. Angels operate within those elements as well. Angels will cause famines to happen as well. They'll cause rivers to dry up. Okay? There's an angel in the river Euphrates, man. Okay? Which is why what's happening to Euphrates to this day. It's drying up. Okay? It was reported that the Mississippi was drying up at a point as well, man. Okay? The Lord uses angels to control people and the elements. Okay? So, continuing on in Sirach 39 and 30 says, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. Right? This is the point, the final point. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. Okay? So there's no angel that will transgress Yahweh Shem Shai's orders. Okay? And mainly, I'm going to say it, Yahweh is the one that created all the spirits. Yahweh Shai is the first created spirit. Okay? I said Yahweh Bahashem, which means in the name, Yahweh Shai. So Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai, because we're not clean to just call on the Lord's name like that, the Most High's name. Okay? To open that doorway or that portal and just go to speaking. Okay? We have to call upon the name of the Lord because he cleanses us, cleanses our prayers, make our ways clean. Okay? I just wanted to put that footnote out there. But the point is that the angels follow the Lord's will, so ain't no Lucifer in heaven. No, man. All right? Satan is in heaven and on earth going back and forth, fulfilling the Lord's will, man. Not deviating because everybody wants the Most High to be this just one-sided being. No, he is. He's happiness, he's sadness, he's good. He's not evil, but he understands with the wisdom of possessing the evil. He could be terrible. Let's put it like that, because it's just like going to war. One person's freedom is another person's demise. All right. So when the Lord executes judgment on somebody, for them it's evil, which means a hard time. All right. But for the Lord's side is justice. All right. The Lord ain't wicked to where he'll do you something that's unfair. Okay. Really, nothing is unfair when it comes to him, because everything is written by him. Okay. In order to make a movie, you got to have a good guy and a bad guy. All right. But Satan is the spirit, and the demons, or you can say, or the left-handed spirits that carry out those wicked acts. So when the Lord say Tyrone needs to go, there's a bunch of Mikes and Rickies and all these Chandranikas and that got demons on them that have put hell on Tyrone. You know what I'm saying? That's how that works. The Lord ain't gonna sit down there and have somebody get wickedness done to him. He got demons to do that. He got lying spirits. He got murderous spirits. He got sexual deviant spirits, pedophilic spirits. Okay? And again, this may be hard to understand because you were taught one way. The Lord controls every single thing on this planet. Okay? And he's not a power. Matter of fact, let's get that in James. I quoted it twice, so we might as well get it. So going to James chapter 1. Let's see here, I gotta find it. I believe it was in 14. Yeah, we're gonna go into 13. James 1 and 13 says, "Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of the Most High. For the Most High cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man." So he's not the one tempting. He's not going to tell you, go and eat pork. Okay? That's Satan telling you that. All right? And Satan, Most High got an idea to make these guys go off. The Most High be like these niggas is evil. They're wicked. And I want to make a clean separation between them, the two. So who's going to make these guys solidify their faith? Okay, because the Most High knows every spirit, every thought, So he pretty much uses Satan to give you an option, all right, to make you choose what you already want to choose, right? So it says, because Satan messes with everybody. Why don't the elect fall short to Satan? Now the elect will fall to Satan and we'll get back up through the Lord. But we're talking about being totally succumbed by Satan's devices. Okay? Why don't the elect? Satan messes with everybody. Why? Because the elect will always choose the Most High over. They will always choose good over evil. All right? All right, so continuing on, James 1 and 13 says, "Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of the Most High, for the Most High cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed." Again, exactly, your own lust. You're tempted by things that you want, and Satan just provides the avenue. Okay, and people take it. The main thing Satan's deal with is the flesh, man. Your carnal desires. Your gluttonous, whatever you could say the 7 sins, I don't know the exact term for it. But yeah, so pretty much we'll just get back to the story in itself. I do want to read this precept as well before we do. 2 Peter chapter 1 and 16, it says, "For we have not followed cunningly devised fables, when we made known unto you the power of the Lord, the power and coming of our Lord Yahushua Hamashiach, but were eyewitnesses of his majesty." Now again, this precept in totality does not apply to what's being said, but the point I wanted to bring out is that we don't follow cunningly devised fables, nor do we push it. Okay? Heaven and hell is a cunningly devised fable. Lilith, okay, which is what this lesson is about. Who is Lilith? All right, Lilith, they're telling you that this is, I don't know if it's Eve or the woman before Eve, but it's the first woman that was there, and she pretty much was a headache, and she was an independent woman, and she didn't want to listen to Adam and all this crazy nonsense that they push. Now, when people hear it, they'll say, "Oh man, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I feel." And Esau has a cunning way of associating a false god with truth. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Or well, I ain't gonna say truth. So like I retract that. What I was saying earlier, with your lust. You want to be rebellious, you want to be hard-headed, just, or out of order. So the Lord provides, the Lord allows Satan to create a path for those to follow, via through false gods, ideas, feminism, alphabet community, stealing, murdering, capitalism. All right. And they create these inventions. All right. As the scriptures say, the Lord made man upright, but he sought out many inventions. And the concept of Lilith pretty much being rebellious to the spirit of the Lord is a thing that is actually going on. And then when you really go into this Lilith situation, they actually try to associate it with a breakdown within the book of Job. Okay. And the word that's properly used, the Hebrew word is layala, which means night or darkness. Okay. But we'll get in Isaiah 34 and 14. All right. We're going to read the verse, probably go up a little bit just for edification purposes. 34 and 12, it says, they shall call the nobles thereof to the kingdom, but none shall be there, and all her princes shall be nothing. And the thorns shall come up as in her places, nettles and brambles, in the fortresses thereof, and it shall be an habitation of dragons and a court of owls. Okay, so let's continue on. I don't want to skip nothing. It says, the wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the wild beasts of the island, and the satyr shall cry to his fellows. The screeching owl also shall rest there and find for herself a place of rest. Okay, and so pretty much, see here, I want to make sure that I'm getting the right things off the plate, because those desert creatures it's just desert creatures. It's what it's going over. And it just I correlated with Babylon's destruction because when Babylon is destroyed, it says I think it said like evil spirits shall be there, but those evil spirits is actually talking about the desert creatures, okay, that shall have it and inhabit the land. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, so when we go into Revelations, the 18th chapter, all right, in the 18th chapter, verse 2, it says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and cage of every unclean and hateful bird. And those hateful birds is talking about the scorpions, the rattlesnakes. That's what it's speaking on. So it's not like it's gonna be a bunch of ghosts like it's Mario the ghost board and there's a bunch of ghosts floating around and it ain't that. It's talking about once Babylon is destroyed, it's gonna be a desert. Okay, it's gonna be a barren desert. Once that smoke is done rising, this is going to be a barren desert. It's going to be an uninhabitable place. Okay, as it says, when Babylon is destroyed, it should never be inhabited, because the ancient Babylon, which goes back to Iraq, the Mesopotamian area, is inhabited right now. Okay, Tajikistan and Uzbekistan, that's around Babylon right there. All right, Nineveh and all that area, that's around that area, and it's being inhabited to this day. Okay, you can ask a lot of these people that's from Tajikistan. They over here right now, going back and forth to the ancient Babylon. Okay, so see here, where I was at, man. So when we go back to Isaiah 34 and 14, it tells you, it says, I'm gonna read it for its normal. Okay, it says, the wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the wild beasts of the island, and the satyr shall cry to his fellow, and the screech owl shall also rest there and find herself a place of rest. Okay, and that word screech owl, okay, goes back to the word Lilith, okay, Lilith, right? Lilith, okay. And when you go into the concordance, it says Lilith, name of a female god, is known as a night demon who haunts the desolate places of Edom. Okay, might be a nocturnal animal that inhabits desolate places. Okay. And when you go into the root word la, it goes into night or gloom, projective shadow. Okay, that's why I said it goes back into night. All right. But that's interesting that it says that the name of a female god is known as a night demon who haunts the desolate places of Edom. You know, because it could be a demon that's on Edom, you know. But the point is like they use owls, you know, and I think Molech goes back to an owl, the all-seeing deal. So all these gods really stem back to Babylon, okay? They really stem back to Babylon in multi different ways, and all of them kind of join or progress into one god to another. You know, Semiramis is Tammuz, Ishtar, Dionysus, you know, things of that nature. They just kind of progress along with society, okay? But there's one true power, all right? So let's end it with these precepts. With that being said, 1 Corinthians 8:5-6, it says, "For though there be that are called gods, whether in heaven or in earth, as there be gods many and lords many, but to us there is but one power, the Father of whom are all things, and we in him, and on one Lord, Yahushua Mashiach, by whom are all things, and we by him." So that means what? That there's one power, all right, one controlling deity, all right, even though there's many gods that are created in concept, not in reality. They're not real. They can't do anything, okay? So let's go to one of my favorite precepts. We're going to end it with this. In Joshua chapter 24, verse 15, it says, "And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites," because it's a good point, because Amorites is, you know, the god, pretty much it came from the Canaanites, you know what I'm saying? And these are the people that were, they were like around the Sumerian time, the time of Samaria. You know, Assyrian Empire, the Syrians dealt with them. They pretty much expanded. So, because I was wondering, and I'm going to do a lesson on that, why did Jake get into all those Canaanite gods? Why did they have so much of an impact? Because Canaan had a lot of power at a point in time. All right. I'm going to just, you know, once I do my full extent of research, I'm going to go into that as well. You know, it says, and the people, Salak, it says, the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell, but as for me and my house, we shall serve the Lord. And that's a good point right there, is that we dwelt in that land, and this is a progressive thing. And it's the same thing going on right now. We dwell in the land of America, aka the daughter of Babylon, and our people adheres to their gods. All right? So, and it's the same thing that happened into the Hasmonean dynasty, where our people, with the Feast of Lights, had to come into play, because our people were taking on the ways of the Grecian, which is where Hellenism came from. Okay? So continuing on, it says, "For the Lord, our power, he it is that brought us up and our fathers out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage, and which did those great signs in our sight, and preserved us in all the way wherein we went, and among all the people through whom we passed, and the Lord drave out them before us all, the people, even the Amorites which dwelt in the land. Therefore we will serve the Lord, for he is our power. Okay? There's only one power, there's only one true power. I don't care how much influence society puts on our people. At the end of the day, there is one true power. But our people are, they lack integrity, okay? Because just like in Maccabees 1:11, it says, for since we have departed, there's been much grief. A lot of people don't want to go through being at the bottom, okay? You go into these like red pill content to pop the balloon. I need a dude making this much money and this tall, and based off of what Esau put in your mind. And men, you're not a man unless you make this much amount of money, but you can't change a spare tire. You can't go and hunt and kill something. You can't stand on business unless it's for your own business. You have no integrity for good, this society is crumbling, but the most successful people are the most evil. And because of that, our people just follow that because of power. They don't want to take the low. All right, even though they're low individuals in the spirit, man, And all you got to do is go back to the Heavenly Father, because he can make a poor man rich and a rich man poor, And our time is coming where there's going to be a heavy transition. But before that happens, everything must be manifest that he is the true living power. So it'll be called law, Yahweh Shimi Al-Shai to that. So with that being said, I'll let the rest of the video play a little bit and then, close it out from there. Hey, shalom.
From the dust of earth they created Adam and Lilith, equals as the first of mankind. But despite this, Adam demanded control, and Lilith refused to submit to his will. She fled the garden. Drawn in by her fierce independence, Lucifer found her, and the two rebellious dreamers fell deeply in love. Together, they wished to share the magic of free will with humanity, offering the fruit of knowledge to Adam's new bride, Eve, who
Bullshit! Bullshit! Bullshit!